Okay, so this is just going to kind of be a part 2 to the Bronco versus F-150 thing. You know, we're just, I found a Sasquatch version that I can park up beside, and kind of talk about, you know, what I'm trying to show people is that for something that's about the same size, you can get a lot more capability. You know, not necessarily than the Bronco, but you know, the Wrangler or you know, a Defender or any of these other things that have 1,000 pounds of payload. You can pick up a truck and make it 2,000 or 3,000 pounds capable, and you know, you just find one of these trucks, and then you've got you know, you level it, and you have to change the wheels and the tires to get some of the axle capacities back. Then all of a sudden, you know, boom, you can put 2,200 pounds in the back of it, and it rides like a Rolls Royce, and you know, it gives you all kinds of different options. You know, you can pick up a system like this, which is what's on it this year. You know, this isn't mine, but just a picture off the internet of an AT Habitat with the surround tent on it. You know, this is mine on the unit, and gives you lots of different options for camping and working and doing whatever you want to do. But you can have one vehicle, get about the same mileage with a V8, you know, and rumble down the road, and you're pretty close to a G-Wagon squared in size. You know, that G-Wagon squared, the bumper is definitely lower than my bumper. The ground clearance is higher at the diff, but it's, you know, it's not much bigger. But then you have this type of capability, you know, a couple 1,000 pounds in the back, and tow 3,500 pounds or whatever behind, no problem. And where that you'd struggle with a Bronco or a Wrangler or that type of quarter-ton chassis. So anyway, here's this little video. This is so there we go. There's the price, $71,489. This is a, see if we can see that through there. Four-door Bronco 2.7 EcoBoost, and it's the Sasquatch edition. So we just want to, let's see here, we'll get this more back into focus. Okay, so Sasquatch wheel and tire packages compared to my 18s, they're the same height. Just want to kind of see if we can get there. Hard to tell, but they look exactly the same. Anyway. So this is what I was talking about in the earlier video. See, you see how wide those fender flares are? They basically almost, well, let's see if we can line that up. That up. I mean, it's not as wide as the mirrors, but it's not far off. Now when they're lined up at the back axle, you can see that's the difference in overhang from the back of the tire. You're only talking, well, maybe 3 or 4 inches of body, and plus the width of the bumper. So this is a wild track. Yeah. Now you can kind of start to see. So when you line them up at the back, and the front is level there, you're probably talking 4 inches longer out front. And then when you get down and you look at the level of the hood height is probably even with the fender height on the F-150. The mirrors are, generally speaking, you know, the same height. The roof, well, the F-150 is still an inch or so taller. But, so this gives you an idea. Now let's see if we can. I think the F-150 still has the. I think we still got the height on the front, you know, the front diff or to the front skid plate by a little bit, maybe an inch. You know, in the center there. Maybe it's more than an inch. Maybe it's 2. Anyway, just a little kind of an idea. You can see how we'll just try and level this out. The hood, yeah, it's just above the hood of the Bronco. It's really that's really a close comparison. Those two vehicles are size-wise are as close as makes no difference for most people. Parking-wise, I mean, you're going to feel like you have more space because the body on the Bronco is narrower. But the actual width of the vehicle is pretty much the same. You know, the mirrors are tucked in compared to the body, where on the F-150 the mirrors stick out a full 6 inches past the wheels. You know, on the Bronco, that's probably only an inch, maybe an inch and a half past the fenders. So those are going to be your differences in the woods. That's you're going to have a pinch point in the center that's narrower, you know, than your fenders, which you don't get in the F-150. It's straight slab-sided right down the side, but really they're pretty close. That's going to be some nice rig, for whoever's picking that up. I'm sure they're going to really enjoy it. So here's the RCSB from the side, you know, regular cab, short bed, or regular cab, standard bed, depending on how you like to talk about it. You know, this is with the camper system on. They're very versatile. You can put something like this, you know, this is on a Toyota, but you know, this type of a camper box, that would be my next step up. You know, if I win the lottery, that's where I'll go. You know, I think that this platform is really the only thing left out there that you can buy in North America that is sub 5,000 pounds and expedition capable on payload, and you can build any of these things. You know, these guys are buying $80,000 SUVs, cutting them in half, and adding a $200,000 camper box in the back. Where you could go to the Ford dealer and buy one of these. Pre-Nivis, you could register it as a camper and then finance it for 20 years. I really think this is a really neat option that really nobody's thinking about. Everybody's trying to build their own thing from what they had.